Here's how to make this green and gold hair website. You can use this website for cosmetic and beauty businesses. Also, this website is desktop and mobile responsive. And in this tutorial, I'll be using Shopify for the development of the website and Canva for making images and banners within the website. So without further ado, let's get into the tutorial. So the first step here is to download the Dawn theme. If you don't already have your Dawn theme included here, we need to go to Visit Theme Store and then click on Free. Then we have to look for Dawn right here. We'll click on it and then we just click on Add New Copy. Now the next step is to add our product. To do that, we have to go to Product and then we have to click on Add Product. When you click on Add Product, it will take you to one of these sections, and all you just have to do is add your product images, add your prices here. You can also add compare price right here, and then just uncheck the inventory not tracked. Just uncheck it, and then that's what you have to do, and then just click save somewhere here. So you're going to do that for the next 4 products, 1 2 3 4, and then you're done for the product. Now the next step is to create our collection. For now, we're just going to create one collection for these 4 products. So all we have to do is just click on collection, add collection, and then you're going to give it whatever name you want. I'm going to give it hairstyle, for example. And then I'm going to click on browse, and then I'm going to select all 4 products, and then I'm going to click add. After that, I'm just going to click save. Once you're done adding your collection, the next step is to go to your theme editor. To do that, we go to online store, and then we're going to click on edit theme. Now that we're in our theme editor, let's start with the color schemes. To do that, we have to go to theme settings and then click on colors. For scheme 1, we're going to choose scheme 1, and then we're going to change the background color to this CAE 70D. And then for the text, we're going to use a dark green text. And then for the solid background, we're going to use a gold color code. And then for the solid button label, we're going to use dark green. And then for the outline, we're going to use dark green as well. Then we click on save. So for the next color scheme, we are going to click on add scheme, and it will take us to a new scheme editor like this. We want to use the background. We want to have a dark green color, and then we want the text to be gold. We want the solid button background to be gold, but we want the solid button label to be dark green, and then we want the outline button to be gold as well. Once we're done with that, we're just going to click save right here. Now let's add the third color scheme. We're going to click on add scheme right here, and then it's going to take us to a new color scheme editor. We want the background to be gold, and then we want the text to be dark green, and then we want the solid button background to be dark green, but the solid button label should be gold, and this outline button should be dark green. Once we're done, we just click on save. The next color scheme, we just have to click on add scheme. We want this to be white. We want the text as well to be white, but we want the solid button background to be gold, the solid button label to be dark green, and then we want the outline to be gold as well. Once we are done, just click save. Now, after we're done with the color schemes, we have to go back to our theme editor to change the typography. We have to go back to our theme settings to change the typography. So what we have to do is click on typography, and then we want the font heading to be New York. We click on New York, and then we click on select. Click on save. And then for the body, we want the body to be cabin regular is what we want for the body. So we click on cabin, and then we click on select, then we click on save. Next step is the announcement bar. To do that, we have to click on sections editor. Now for this announcement bar, we're going to use a custom announcement bar. We want a scrolling announcement bar. As you can see, what we have here is just a static announcement bar, but for this design, we want to use a scrolling announcement bar. And for your information, this custom scrolling announcement bar isn't included in the Done theme, but I have created this section separately using custom codes. You can get access to the custom codes in the description box below. Now for you guys, when you download the custom codes, you are going to get a .txt file, and you're going to get a .txt file like this. All what you have to do is just select everything, Command C, and then you click these three buttons right here. Click on edit code. Once you are in the code editor and you have your codes copied from the .txt file, you are going to see some menu items, and you need to go to sections. You click on sections, and then you click on add new file, and then we are going to name it whatever we like, but I'm going to name mine mbh scrolling section, scrolling announcement bar. And for your information, make sure you don't have any space in between, and make sure you have .liquid at the end, like this, and then paste your code right here and click on save. Now let's go back to our theme editor. Then we insert our new announcement bar. We're going to click here, add section, and then we click on scrolling announcement bar. And then we move it to the very top, and then we delete the old one. Now let's change the color of the announcement bar background. We're going to change it from black to dark green, and then we change the text color to gold, like this. Next step is the header. What we want to do with the header is that we want to have a frosted look effect on this header. And to do that, we're going to come to the header, we're going to click on it, and then we're going to ask AI to change our header to give us a frosted look effect for our header. Now to see our changes, first we have to make this sticky header fixed so that every time we scroll, we're able to see our header fixed at the top. So we click here, and then we click always. And then as you can see, as we're scrolling, we can see the frosted effect on our header. So we just have to click on save. Next section is the slideshow, and the slideshow is going to be a custom slideshow. And the reason why we are creating a custom slideshow is because the slideshow that we have originally from Done, I'm going to search for it here. This is a normal slideshow from Done. We cannot have a separate image for the mobile version. So we have just one image for desktop and for mobile. But with the custom slideshow, we can add a separate image for desktop, and we can have a bit longer height image for mobile. For the custom codes, I have included it in the description box below. So all what you have to do is just get this custom code, download it, and then copy these codes. Once you have copied these codes, you have to go to the code editor by clicking these three buttons and then clicking edit code. You're going to find yourself here, and then all what you have to do is click on sections, and you have to click on this file, this new file. You have to click it, and then you have to give it a name. I'm going to name mine MBH Slideshow. Make sure you have no space, and at the end you have .liquid, and click enter, and then you have to paste the codes right here and then click save. We are trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of January, and every subscription helps. So please feel free to hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you. Now go back to your theme editor. Click save. And also refresh. Then we're going to click add section. We're going to scroll down to the new slideshow right here. And then we're going to drag the slideshow to the very top. But we have to remove the image banner right here. Now let's add our image to the slideshows. For this slideshow, I'm just going to use one slide, but of course you can always add more slideshows. We have up to 4 slides possible, 5 slides possible. But for this one, I'm just going to use just one slideshow. I'm going to uncheck the second slide, and then I'm going to add a custom image. So I'm going to add this image here. And then I'm going to click done. And then I'm going to make sure the desktop slide height is on 800. Then I'm going to click save. But before then, for the first slideshow, I want to delete the heading and the subheading. And I want to make the content, the button especially, the button, I want it to be bottom center. And I want the label to be in capital letter like this. Then I would love to change the button color to dark green and the text color to gold like this. And then I'm going to click save. Now, as you can see, this image has some beautiful fonts added to it, like New Arrival and Shop Our Latest Collection. To design this, we need to use Canva. So let's do that right now. Go to canva.com, sign up, and let's jump into Canva. Now that we're in Canva, we have to create a new design. So we have to click on custom size, and then we need to make the width 4320 width and then 2160 as height. And then we're just going to click on create new design. For the background color, we're going to choose a light green. So we're going to choose CAE7DD. Perfect. And then we're going to bring our image right in like this, and then we're going to increase the size. Then we need to put it somewhere in the middle like this, and then we're going to add our header text, and then we're going to say new arrivals, And then we need to change the font to brown sugar. And then we need to increase the size of the font like this. And also edit the text to something. We want the text to have a bit of lift to it like this. Perfect. For the subheading text, we go back to our text menu, we click on subheading, and then we want the text to be, we want the font to be alta. Yeah, this, and then we can change it to whatever we like. For this, I'm going to add be the first to see our new collection. Our new items. Yeah, I'm gonna reduce the size a little bit like this. And then I'm gonna add also an effect to it, a lift effect like this. Yeah, and then I'm just going to export it. Click on share, download, and then click download here. When you're done downloading, you just have to go back to Shopify and then just add the image right here as I have done. Next step is featured collection. All we have to do is click on featured collection right here and then make the width full width like this, and then change the heading size to medium. And if you didn't get the featured collection already as a template, you just have to click on add section, and then you are going to find featured collection right here. You're going to click on it like this, and then you have to select your collection. Actually select your collection, and then you have to choose one of the collections that you've created. If you remember, we created hairstyle collection. Just have to click on hairstyle and then do the same again, make it full width, change the heading size to medium. But I'm just going to delete this one since we've already done that here. So we're going to click on save. Now to proceed, let's first take out the old slideshow. Now let's move to the next section, which is the fix background position section. And to do this, we're going to use the image banner. So let's click on add section, and then we're going to click on image banner. And then we are going to remove the container like this. And then we're going to click on save. The next step now is to change the color scheme to color scheme 8 like this. And then we're going to select a different image for the fixed background. We're going to use this one like this. Then we're going to click save. But we want just one single button. So we're going to click on the button like this. And then we're going to remove the label for one. And we're going to change the label for the other one to contact us. And then we're going to add a link to it. So it's going to be to blog post or to our contact us page. We're going to click on save. Now let's change the heading to capital letter and to italic like this. Save. Now the next section is the brand feature section, and to achieve this we need the multi-column section. So we have to click on add section here, and then we look for multi-column like this. The first step actually is to remove the heading, remove the button as well. Change the color scheme to green like this, and then center the column alignment. And then the image, we want the image to be 1/3 of the width of the column width, and then we click on save. Now let's change the text to capital letter. We're going to use this text for this one, and then for this one we're going to use this one. And then for the last column we're going to use this one. We're going to make all of them italic. This, we click on save. Now we need to add 3 icons to each of the columns, and to do that we need to design our icons in Canva. Now we go back to Canva, to our old design. We click on the old design, we click on duplicate page, we delete what we have there earlier on, and then we insert circle. Then we click on circle here like this. We want this to be positioned in the center. Okay, it's positioned in the center. And then we want to change the color to gold. So what we have to do is use this color but change it to gold. So CFB083 like this, and then we need to add our icons one after the other. So first we need to add a body cream icon. I'm just going to use this one like this, and then we just change the whole color to dark green. This like this, and then we do the same for other colors like this. Do the same for other colors like this. We do the same for other colors like this. And then the very light one, we just change it to this color right here. Yeah, and then we just export it. We click share, download, and then click on download right here. So we're going to duplicate this page. We're going to take this bottle out, and then we're going to use this color right here. We're going to increase this size like this. And then we're going to change the color to dark green, and then also this to dark green, but we want it a little bit light like this. And then we just download, click on download, and then we just click download here. So the last icon is the delivery van icon. We're gonna duplicate this icon, and then we are going to change the icon to delivery van, and we're going to change the color of the delivery van to dark green. Yeah, and that's all. And then I want to change the background colors of this to dark green as well, this to dark green, this also to dark green. And then you export the 3 icons. Now we go back to Shopify, to our theme editor, and then we are going to add those icons right inside here. I'm gonna use this one. I'm gonna use the other icon as well, this one. And the last one, I'm gonna use the delivery van icon. Then we're gonna click on save. The next section is the collection list section. Go to add section and choose collection list. For this section, we need to use Canva to design our collection images. Now let's go back to Canva, create custom size design. We're going to choose 1200 by 1600. Then we click on create new design. We need to add our image. So we go to uploads and then we add our model image right here. Now let's add the text. We go to text and then we click on add the heading text. For this, we're going to use bundle. For the font, we're going to use the seasons. So we're going to copy our text and then right here, we're going to type the seasons. And then we're going to change the color to white. And we want the text size to be 132. Like this. And then we want the design to be somewhere around here. And then we want to change the position to be in the center. Bottom center like this. Perfect. For the image, I would love that we zoom in a little bit. So I'm gonna click the image and then make it something like this. Yeah. Now let's duplicate the image twice and then change the image for the other two duplicates. So we're gonna delete this one and then we have to add a new image like this. And then change the text as well to extension. And we're going to do the same for the third duplicate. Going to delete the image and then we're going to add image like this and also change the text to hair wig like this. And then we can download our design by going to share, download, and then download right here. Now let's go back to Shopify. Now that we're in Shopify, we need to create separate collection for each of the 3 columns. So let's do that. We have to go back to our dashboard. We click on product, collection, and then add collection. Then we're going to name this one bundle. And we're just going to look for this one. Any product of your choice is perfect. But for this tutorial, we're going to use this one. And I'm going to search for this image right here from our Canva design. And then I'm going to click save. Then I'm going to do the same for the other 2 columns. So I'm going to add another collection. I'm going to name this one extension. And I'm going to add this product right here. And then I'm going to add this image. I'm going to click save. I'm going to do the same for the third collection. I'm going to call this one hair wig. I'm going to add this one to it and then change the design to this one right here and then click save. Now that we're done creating our collections, let's go back to theme editor. We'll click on online store, edit theme. And then we have to add the collection to each of these columns. So we're going to click on one of the columns. We're going to look for a collection. We're going to name it bundle. We're going to click on this collection. And then we're going to name it We're going to give it extensions. And then for this, we're going to use hair wig like this. And then we're going to click save. Now let's increase the height of the collection cards. So I'm going to click on collection lists, and then the image ratio should be portrait or adapt to image. Yeah, like this. And then we're going to click save. The next section is the customer review section. And for this, we're going to use the multi-column. Go to add section, and then we choose multi-column. We're going to add one more column because we want 4 reviews. So one more column. And then we're going to change the amount of columns for each row. We want 4 columns. Perfect. Then we're going to center align the columns. And we're going to remove the button label like this. And then we're going to change the heading to customer feedback. And we're going to change the feedback to italic. We need to actually add like a star icon for each of the columns, and we have to do that in Canva. So let's go to Canva, and then we go back to our old design, and then we just have to duplicate this page, delete the icon and the circle, and then we have to add a star widget or a star element to it. I'm going to add this one, and I'm going to change the color to gold, yeah, like this. And then I'm going to, I need 5 of them, like this, like this, like this. Then I'm going to select everything, and I'm going to reduce the size like this. Exactly. Then I'm going to center align everything. I want everything to be in the center like this. And then I'm just going to change the background of this. I'm going to change the background to this color. And then I'm going to export them. Click download and export. Now let's go back to Shopify. And then we're going to add, for each of the column, we're going to add an image, which is going to be the star widget. And like this. We're going to do the same for all the columns. Now the icon seems a bit too large, so we're going to change the image ratio to be smaller. We're going to choose 1/3 of width like this, and then we're going to click save. Next section is a call to action section, and we are going to use custom codes for this. So you can find the codes in the description box below. Now after downloading, you are going to get something like this. You're going to get like a .txt file like this. So all what you have to do is copy everything and then come down to your code editor. Search for sections. Here, click on sections, then click on this plus icon, and then give it a name as you like. And remember, it mustn't have a space, and it must end with .liquid. So I'm gonna make this image banner.liquid like this. I'm gonna click enter, and then I'm gonna paste the code right inside, and I'm gonna click save. Now let's go back to Shopify theme editor, and then we're gonna refresh. Then we're gonna click on add section, We're gonna look for our new image banner. I think this is it. Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Now the next step is to create our image banner in Canva. Yeah, so let's go to Canva right now and we're gonna click on Canva and then we're gonna change custom size. We want 1024 by 1024. We're gonna create new design. And for this, we want about 6 images. So we're gonna duplicate the pages to 6 like this, and then we are gonna insert our images right inside like this. We're gonna move on to the next one. We're gonna insert for each image we want this one, and then like this one, and then like this one. Yeah, I think the images are enough. I'm just gonna delete the 6th page, and then what we need to do now is to add a stroke 20. We want the stroke to be 20 like this, and then we change the color of the stroke to white, and then we just copy the style, paste it here, paste it on all the images like this. When we are done, we would download everything. Click on download everything. Now once you're done downloading, we're going to move on to the final design step. So we have to go back to our dashboard, and then we're going to create a new custom size. We want the size to be 4320 and the height to be 1500, and then we're going to create new design, and we're going to add, first we're going to change the background to light green. So we want the background to have light green of these color codes. Now let's add our images one after the other like this. We want about 5 of them. Like this, and then we are going to edit one of the image. We're going to add like a lift shadow effect to the image. We're going to use this one exactly, but we're going to reduce the rotation to something like this. Yeah, perfect. And then we're going to increase the blur amount. Perfect. And then we just have to copy the style and put the style on the other 4 images. Then what's left is just to kind of rotate it and just twist and turn to just show different variations of the images, like this. Like this. Perfect. Then we're gonna group everything and increase the sizes like this. Perfect. And then we just have to click on share and then download our design. When you're done downloading your design, you go back to Shopify and then you add your image banner for the desktop image. You're going to add this image right here, exactly like this. And then we're going to click save. Yeah, now let's change the background of the content section. We're going to change the content background to this color. And then the button should be gold. So we're going to use gold, and then the text color should be dark green. And then the button itself should have caps lock of shop now, like this. And then the content color should be dark green as well. Subheading should be dark green as well. Then we're going to click save. But we need to design the image for the mobile responsiveness. So we have to go back to Canva. We have to create a new design. We want to make this 800 by 1000. First, we change the background color of this to light green. Then we go back to our old design. We select all the images, we copy them, we come back to our design, we paste them inside here, like this, and then we delete one of them because we need just 4. So we separate them like this, and then we want to increase the sizes. Increase the sizes to be somewhere like this, and this one should be a little bit overlapping to the sides. Increase this one also. Like this. Yeah, and then you just have to click on share and then download this design. Once you're done downloading, we have to go back to Shopify. And then for the mobile image, we have to choose what you designed. So it's going to look like this for the mobile version. Now let's move on to the email subscription section. We're going to click on add section. Then we're going to look for email sign up. All we have to do for this section is change the color scheme to gold and dark green. Then we click on save. The next step is the blog post section. But for this section, we're going to use rows, multi-row as our blog post. So we're going to click on multi-row, and then we're going to delete one of the rows. So we are left with just 2. And we're going to change the image for each one. We're going to use this one for the first image. The second image, we're going to use this image right here. And then for the text, we are going to change the heading to blog post in caps, in capital letter. And then we're going to find star icon, an emoji star icon. Yes, we want this icon here like this. And then we want to delete one of the posts. Exactly. And then we want to change the button to see post. And then we want the link to be linked to a blog post or to a blog like this. Perfect. Then we do the same for the second row. We paste our text and then we change the button to see post and the link to be linked to a blog post. Then we click on save. The next section is the Instagram feed section, and we're going to use custom codes for this. So you can get the custom codes in the description box below. And once you download this code, you have to click on these 3 stars and you have to click on edit code. Then you have to click on sections and then add new file by clicking this icon. I'm going to name this one mbh scrolling images .liquid. Please don't forget, at the end there has to be a .liquid and there mustn't be space in between any of those written words. So just click enter and then you're going to paste your code right inside and then just click save. Then let's go back to our theme editor. We're going to refresh. And then we are going to click on add section and we're going to look for scrolling images like this. And we want to change the background color to be dark green. So background color will be dark green and then the header text should be white like this. And then we want to change the font to use New York. Like this, we're going to select it and then we're going to enable custom font like this. So now let's go ahead to add all our images as we like. We're going to add everything. We're going to add everything that we have. We're going to add it here. We're going to add all the beautiful images. I think there are 5 of them actually. Perfect. And then we're just going to click save. So before we move on to the final section, if you enjoyed this tutorial so far, hit the like and subscribe button so I can create more videos like this in the future. Now for the final section, which is the footer, we're going to add 3 columns and we want 2 of those columns to be menu and then the final column to be text that will describe what the brand is doing. And then we're going to change the color scheme to dark green. And we are going to uncheck the email sign up like this. Click on save.